There comes a moment in life when you realize that the world doesn't owe you calm, order, or fairness. That moment, though uncomfortable, is the beginning of wisdom. Because in that instant, when you stop expecting life to be easy, you begin to develop strength. You begin to think like a Stoic. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by emotions, frustrated by the things you can't control, or trapped by the chaos of modern life, then this philosophy is not just for scholars or ancient thinkers. It's for you. And if you're ready to learn how to control your mind instead of being controlled by it, then take a second to subscribe to Menzi and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another video that reshapes the way you think, live, and grow stronger. 1. What Stoicism truly means. Stoicism is not about being emotionless. It's not about pretending pain doesn't exist or suppressing your humanity. It's about mastering the art of response. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can always control how we interpret it and how we act in return. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the heart of Stoicism, not the denial of emotions, but the discipline to choose how they move through you. Pain, anger, fear, they are all signals, but you must learn to be the commander of your inner world, not a slave to its storms. Epictetus taught that freedom begins the moment you stop blaming external things for your unhappiness. It begins when you say, "I am responsible for my mind." 2. Control and acceptance. The Stoics divided life into two realms, what we can control and what we cannot. Your thoughts, your actions, your judgments, that's your domain. The weather, other people's opinions, death, fate, those are not. This separation is the ultimate weapon of peace. Most suffering in life comes from wanting control over the uncontrollable. When you accept that the universe moves according to its own order, you begin to find harmony with it instead of resistance. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right, because most of our pain is self-created, a projection of fear, overthinking, and desire for control. The Stoic learns to let go, not by apathy, but by understanding the limits of his influence. If you master this distinction, you become unshakable. You can lose money, friends, opportunities, and still stand firm. Because your peace is not built on sand, but on reason. 3. The art of perception. Massimo Pigliucci once explained that Stoicism is a practical philosophy, not something to read, but something to live. It's a way of reprogramming how you see the world. The Stoics called this prohairesis, the faculty of moral choice. It's the ability to filter your judgments, to reshape meaning before emotions take control. When something happens, there are two stories, the event itself, and the story you tell yourself about it. The first is neutral. The second defines your reality. You get fired from your job. One person says, "I've lost everything." The Stoic says, "I've been given a chance to rebuild." Your mind becomes either your prison or your fortress, depending on how you train it. And that's why daily reflection was essential to Marcus Aurelius. Every night, he asked himself, "What did I do well? What could I have done better?" Because wisdom is not a gift, it's a discipline. 4. Virtue above everything. For the Stoics, happiness wasn't pleasure, it was virtue. The 4 cardinal virtues were wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. To live with virtue is to live in harmony with reason, to choose integrity when no one is watching, to do what is right, not what is easy. Marcus Aurelius believed that a man's worth is measured by the goodness of his actions. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. One modern life teaches us to chase results. Stoicism teaches us to chase character. Because when your principles are strong, no loss can truly defeat you." 5. The discipline of desire. Epictetus said, "Freedom is not achieved by satisfying desires, but by eliminating them." Every day the world tells you what you need: new possessions, validation, comfort. But the Stoic mind rejects this illusion. Desire creates dependence. Dependence creates fear, and fear kills peace. The Stoic practices voluntary discomfort, fasting, silence, simplicity, to remember that strength comes from self-sufficiency. Seneca advised sleeping on the floor, wearing simple clothes, and asking yourself, "Is this what I feared?" Because once you realize how little you actually need, you become free. No one can manipulate a man who needs nothing. 6. Turning adversity into strength. Massimo Pigliucci emphasizes that Stoicism is about building anti-fragility, becoming stronger through hardship. The Stoics called it the obstacle as the way. When life breaks your plans, it's not punishing you, it's training you. Every challenge is a teacher. Every pain is a test of your discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means when something blocks your path, it becomes part of your path. The obstacle is not the enemy, it's the forge. Next time you fail, ask not "Why me?" but "What is this trying to teach me?" Because the Stoic doesn't run from pain, he transforms it. 7. The practice of reflection. Stoicism is not a theory, it's a practice. Daily reflection is the sharpening stone of the Stoic mind. Each morning, remind yourself of what you can control. Each night, examine your actions without self-pity or pride. This is how clarity is built, not in comfort, but in self-observation. Pigliucci teaches that writing down your reflections strengthens rational thinking. Journaling becomes your dialogue with your higher self. And in that conversation, you learn the language of peace. 8. Living according to nature. To the Stoics, living according to nature doesn't mean hugging trees or escaping society. It means aligning your soul with the order of the universe, accepting what comes, doing your duty, and remaining kind, rational, and just. You are part of a greater whole. Your role is small, but sacred. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whatever happens to you was prepared for you since eternity." That is not fatalism, it's trust. Trust that life gives you exactly what you need to grow, that every event, pleasant or painful, is a thread in your story of becoming. 9. Death, impermanence, and perspective. No Stoic teaching is more powerful than memento mori. Remember that you will die. To the untrained mind, this sounds grim, but to the Stoic, it's liberation. Because when you remember that time is short, you stop wasting it. You stop chasing things that don't matter. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Every breath is a gift. Every sunrise is a chance to live with virtue." The Stoic doesn't fear death, he fears not living well. 10. Becoming a modern Stoic. You don't have to wear a toga or live in ancient Rome to practice Stoicism. You just need discipline, self-awareness, and courage. Start by mastering the little things. Pause before reacting. Ask, "Is this within my control?" Reflect every night. Simplify your desires. Serve others with fairness and compassion. Massimo Pigliucci reminds us, Stoicism is not about perfection, but progress. So don't try to become a sage overnight. Try to be a little wiser, a little calmer, a little freer, every day. In the end, Stoicism is not a cold philosophy. It's a warm reminder that peace is possible, that your mind, trained by reason, can stand calm in the storm, that even when life is brutal, you can still be kind, rational, and unbreakable. If you found value in this, subscribe to Menzi and turn on the notification bell. Not for me, but for yourself. Because every week, we rise higher, think deeper, and live stronger. You have the power to become the master of your mind. And when you do, the world itself changes before your eyes.